Hello, hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Wait, that's next week. This is happy holidays, happy Christmas Day evening, Christmas night, or the day after, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome, welcome. Hope you all had an amazing day or night, wherever you're at. And I'm excited to get into readings and see what else we have coming from Spirit today, and we will get everything up and going. I do want to, first of all, send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, I'm more than welcome that. And whether you're watching this live or in replay, you can all join together outside of space and time where this love energy exists. And we can join together and send all this love out to the world together. And it just doesn't add together, it multiplies the more of us that do it. So I loved reading somewhere that one person sending out unconditional love to the world at that higher vibration like counteracts 700,000 individuals who are experiencing the lower fear vibration. And then, so when more of us do it together, it multiplies that 700,000 by several. So we can touch the world and with this beautiful love. So I'm going to take a big deep breath, come back to here, to right here, to this moment. And just allow that love to fall down into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And if you are in need of love in this moment, for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for a loved one, a relationship, a situation, we send love to you right now. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Wow, powerful energy this evening, even more than normal. So thank you guys for joining me in doing that. So yesterday we did put out the weekly energy update, and here's the playlist link for that, which does have to do, it talks a little bit about our Mercury retrograde that's starting. And I know sometimes we're like, oh, not that. But there's beautiful things we can do during retrograde. I talked about it in last week's energy update, or the weeks before, when we went into the pre-shadow. And a Mercury retrograde is just basically the tide coming in. And because we have these ebb and flows of planets, and when Mercury energy is in retrograde, the tide's coming in. So we don't want to push things out. Um, we don't want to start new things, new relationships generally with brand new people we don't even know. It's about mending our nets, turning inward, revising old things, re-editing, rehashing, and this is when people from our past also show up. So a lot of great things in this reading. If you want to check those out, and also, of course, those do have to do with the weekly um, giveaway that I've been doing for a 30-minute free recorded reading. So here's the video if you want to find out how to sign up for next week's. That'll be the end of the year, and we'll see what I'm going to be meditating this week to find out what Spirit would like to be able to provide as giveaways starting next year. So I'm also going to be looking into memberships and some merchandise and some different things just to help us in our daily lives. So big things for 2023. I'm excited. And then we also had a pick a card that came out about removing blocks from our past. So that's a pretty um, cool pick a card that came out as well. So I think those are the main things I wanted to mention there. And so let me pop out the chat here so I can actually see things. All right. There we go. And then let me shrink this down. Yeah, I can't do two things at once like I used to. Not very well. So I'd rather you go along with me as I'm doing this. All right. So we are good there. And of course, I do have in the pinned comment. Sometimes people ask like, "How does this work? How do I make a donation? How does this free reading stuff work?" So if you're new to my channel and new to these lives, then what I do is the free readings, I start at the very top of the chat and I just go down the list in the chat. So there's not a special list you get on, you just ask your question or ask for a general reading. If you don't want to put your business out there, Spirit knows what you want. And then I just go in order down for the free readings. Now, if someone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step out of the free readings, prioritize those, complete those, and then step back into line and continue going down for the free readings. So that is what how it works. You can do the was it not Snapchat? That's like a talking thing. Super chat. That's what it's called. It's down at the bottom of the chat. It's like a little dollar bill, or I have my Venmo, my PayPal links in the pinned comment. So that's how that works. And let's get into readings. So I'm excited. I had such a long list today. So hopefully some of you guys came back because it was a very, very long list. It had a ton of donations, which you guys just blow me away all the time. So I didn't get down super, super far in the free readings. I told everyone, come back tonight. So hopefully you did. So, Kritika, you are first up, and you want to know what is coming in your love life in January 2023. So, let's take a look. See my little red and green for Christmas? All right. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing day and you're doing well. So, Kritika, let's take a look. So, okay, that's like 15 cards. You have a lot going on in your love life, but we'll get a more succinct reading real quick here. Okay. So you've got two cards here. Oh my goodness. So what's coming in your love life? You've got new passion coming in January. And normally this is the wedding card. I don't think it's going to move that fast though. But I feel like when I saw this that you meet them like at an event, a celebration, maybe possibly a wedding, but it is a get together, a celebration of some sort, a gathering. And you do meet someone and it has a little spark. Um, Ignites during that time. So January, if you have an opportunity, you're invited to a wedding and or a gathering and you're like, "Well, I don't know if I should go." Just remember, "Wait a minute, I'm going." So, I like that for you. Let me see anything else on this real quick. Yeah, you've been doing the work, you've been putting in the efforts within yourself and in your life. And so things are starting to pick up. Things will start moving forward in January because the Eight of Pentacles is like an apprentice who's been doing the work to become the master. And then they reach that level and they get to move up into the master level. So it's movement up, like in relationship, in life, in job, that type of thing normally. So since we're talking about love life, it means forward movement and movement in love. So I like that for you, Kritika. So that's what they have for you for January. That's as much as they want to tell you right now, since it's so close. I could have a little bit of excitement. All right. So that's what they have. Next up, we have Pooja Gupta, your free reading. You want to know, how did Naman feel after your conversation yesterday? An angel message for you in general as well. Okay. And Merry Christmas to you as well. So how did Naman feel about your conversation yesterday? Okay. So it did spark some passion within him, some excitement, some energy did spark after your conversation. And the Hierophant here really does a couple things. It makes them think about commitment. It makes them think about what their truth is, what they want in life. And so it did spark things and it really got them thinking about what they want in life. What does their life mean? I mean, it's like they didn't go like super, super way, way deep like that of what's the meaning of life or anything. But it did spark them into thinking about, hmm, I wonder where would this would lead and what do I want in life? So it did spark some things. It did spark some um, questioning going on inside. And let's take a look here what the angel message is for you for a general reading. I'm going to use this Ask Your Guides deck. Okay, there it is. Let's take a look and see what we have. Yep, truth. So it is. They are looking for their inner truth with that Hierophant card. So there is this truth that is being awakened in both of you on what is it? What is it that you both truly want? So let's take a look here. So your higher self is present, activating your powers of reason and intellect. And it asks you to develop clarity and objectivity when looking at your life rather than interpreting events through the murky and distorted waters of emotion. Okay. So strive to see the reality of what happened in the past so you can acquire a more accurate understanding of what's going on. You may notice things that make you uncomfortable or challenge your ethics. Ask your higher self to give you the courage to stand up for your truth and address difficult situations at their core rather than distance yourself or pretend you don't see the real problems because they make you uncomfortable. Like the child in the fairy tale, The Emperor's New Clothes, your higher self is motivating you to not only see life more deeply, but also share your perceptions with those around you. So, this is the time, for example, to address your unbalanced budget and look for ways to cut corners. It's also a time to acknowledge your ever expanding waistline and seek out what's really eating at you. This is when you can step away from your emotions and dispassionately study the it says problems. I don't like problems, but study the challenges at hand so that you can come to a solution without blame and projection. Ask yourself what the problem is, not who the problem is. Only then can you begin to find real solutions with productive outcomes. Your higher self is sharpening your perception and clarifying your view so that you can make important and necessary changes at this time. As Carl Jung once said, or Jung once said, when the diagnosis is correct, the healing begins. And your higher self's message to you is look for the truth behind appearances. I like it. So you're both seeking some truth and making sure that what's unfolding is what you both truly want and what that your insides are matching your outsides, not, living two different lives and pursuing things in the outside world that really isn't what you want on the inside. So I like that for you. All right. So I do have a couple of donations. So I'm going to step out and complete those, and then we'll come back to Rishi. You'll be the next free reading. Hey, Cynthia. Thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know is Fresh Boy NBA going to find you attractive tonight when you see him really fast? Okay. Well, let's take a look here, Cynthia, and see what is going on there. Fresh Boy NBA. That's funny. So let's take a look here. What is he going to think about? So the card that came out, you have the 9 of Pentacles here, which is, when you see this, it's someone that is self-sufficient, someone who, they're dressed to the nines here. The 9 of Pentacles is someone who is very well put together, and so when they see you, they are going to see you attractive in that you are well put together and kind of fancy in a way too. And I like that. Um, so I mean that's the answer to your question is like yes, they are going to find you attractive in a variety of different ways there. Now, you do have the Hanged Man and you do have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands starts off energy feels kind of fearful, kind of combative, obviously combative, conflict kind of energy, but it ends up turning into different energy as it progresses. So I kind of feel like in the beginning there might be a little bit of apprehension on both sides, and and you're each of you is kind of hyper vigilant in a way that you're really reading into words that may or may not actually be there. Yeah, if not, I like that. Merry Christmas. If not, oh well. Well, what? So about the question, I like that. I'm glad you clarified. But yeah, they will. But I kind of feel with the Hanged Man here, you are in that cocooning stage still, where it's good to have our experiences and check things out, but I really feel like spirit has you in this holding pattern, so I don't think anything's going to come of it of much value, not value. Everything is of value, but not much progression within it. It's not going to go deep, because this Hanged Man has you kind of cocooning and hanging around, um, working on your insights, doing that wonderful inner shadow work, working on your self love. And I kind of feel like that's what is happening there. Because I feel like when you guys meet, it's this kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like they are, you know, into themselves a little bit, where they're just like, boo, 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 and kind of pouring it on a little thick. And I kind of feel like that's why there's this tension in the beginning, is because you're just like, why are you putting on a show? I want to see the real you, not just, this thing. You're changing. You really are diving more deep into things. Like you don't like shallow anymore. You think you like shallow. You used to like shallow, like earlier in your life, like we all do. We don't want to reveal too much. Now you want something that means something, not something that's just on the surface. And I feel like that's what they're going to be able to offer you. And then you're just like, ugh, yeah, it's a pretty package that you see, but you're just like, but I want more. And I feel like that's kind of what happens here. But they will definitely see you, you know. So and see you as attractive and, like I said, well put together and elegant and you know hot and all of that. But you're just like, what do they want? But that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So hang in there, enjoy the moments, enjoy the experience, really understand what you feel as you go through it, because you learn a lot about yourself through the experience too, which is always great. That's why it's worth doing things, because the more mirrors we look into, the more we see about ourselves too. So that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So, Colleen, thank you so much for your donation. And you did ask a question earlier. Let me just find you up there. There you are. Merry Christmas to you and everyone. Okay. Yeah. So, you would like a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what they have for you. I do want to pull an angel guide card here for you. Angel guide oracle. Excuse me. So I just got a tickle here real quick here. Okay. All right. All right. So we got this beautiful angel here with forgiveness and understanding. Excuse me. I got something tickle in my throat all of a sudden. All right. So as soon as you see the word forgiveness, you'll get very upset. I'm just kidding. When we see forgiveness, it's like, oh, it's like the real F word, right? But it says when you see the word forgiveness, you'll know where this energy is needed in your life. Mm. Forgiveness is a correction to human vision, an opportunity to see through the eyes of the soul. And ultimately, it gives us an idea of what it's like to see through the eyes of our angels. Wow. Whatever the situation that feels heavy on your heart right now, when this card appears, your angel guide is inviting you to release it. You aren't being asked to accept bad behavior or let it go, but to realize that the only person who's truly being affected by your unforgiving thoughts and feelings is you. You don't deserve to have past events get in the way of present happiness. And that can only happen if you make space by releasing painful experiences from your heart. So call in your angels and ask them to help you step into the energy of forgiveness. Even if you feel you don't know how to forgive, the willingness to do it will be enough. Oh, good. I'm glad you believe in forgiveness. And the extended message says, understanding why others have committed certain acts or you yourself have made decisions that didn't go across well isn't always easy. It's important to know that you are always doing the best you can with the information and tools you have. And the more you learn in life, the greater your capacity to make choices from a space of love. And when this card shows up for you, it's because angels see you as worthy of fulfilling and exciting experiences. When you are dancing with the energy of forgiveness, you're on the verge of a miracle. This isn't a time to be weighed down by the past, but a time to see beyond it. I like it. All right. So I like that. Hey, Deb, love and light to you. Protect myself. What? 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 I know. And you were talking about someone else. Let's see what else they have for you, real quick here, Colleen. So you believe in forgiveness, and I like that. And let's see what they have to add to that here for you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you've got 2 pages here, and I like these because you are letting go here. These are, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired trying to live up to everyone's expectations, which we know this, right? All the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos, the have tos, the musts. You're just ready. 10 is the ending. You're just had enough, exhausted trying to please all the people all the time. And that's, I think, where the forgiveness comes in. Maybe some forgiveness of self, right? And so you're moving in here with your Ace of Swords here, seeing things from a higher place, from the energy of unconditional love, which allows you to cut away these and pull these out of your back. And it brings freedom and all that energy that you were investing in maintaining those emotions and kind of maybe some guilt and, um, things around that. All that energy comes back to you with this Page of Swords, giving you new, heightened energy that you can focus and move forward with. So I really like this. I really feel like you're on this dawn of, actually, I mean, because here's the dawn. You actually are looking over at the dawn rising and some beautiful, beautiful freedom that comes because that goes away. And then this is where you're at, this beautiful new beginnings, these beautiful new thoughts and beliefs and power come back to you as well. So I really feel forgiveness is a huge thing for us, being gentle with ourselves and our path. And we're what is it? Our own worst critic and the one that we judge the harshest. But we're the ones that deserve the most grace and love from ourselves, really. So I like that message for you there. And that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you, Colleen. And again, thank you so much for your donation as well. Yeah, you can tell, you can just feel the freedom. You're just like, you know what? Whoosh, this sword's gone. Whoosh, this sword's gone. And just releasing beautiful, beautiful things, but gentleness with yourself. Such a beautiful message for all of us is be gentle. We were talking earlier with my host about forgiveness, actually about forgiveness, which was, I was like, wait a minute, I have to remember this to show her the card because um, we were, talking about that and how, um, we, well, there was one piece of it that was kind of similar to that, which I totally just blanked, but it was, um, releasing, the the anger. Like we no longer want to walk around being a vessel of the pain that we experience because of someone else's actions. We're no longer, doing that. And the gentleness, being gentle with ourselves was the thing we were talking about. Being gentle and knowing that whenever we only know what we know, right? We only can act based on our beliefs. And this is great for everyone that, when we do something in our life, we're doing it based on our the best that we can with the knowledge that we have. When we believe something, we really have no choice not to act on that belief until we change our beliefs, then we act differently. But until we change our beliefs, we won't act differently. And that's what I love is that we question our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, and then actions change because of it. So I love it. So thanks for the question, Colleen. Very, very happy holidays to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. So that is good. I don't see any other donations. So we'll continue back with the free readings. And Rishi, you're up next. You like my red scarf, huh? Bright, bright. Can see it from a mile away and definitely don't wear it near a bull. They'll charge, right? All right. So Merry Christmas to you, and you'd like a career reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know about your career. All right. I like it. I like it. I like that one too. Okay. All right. Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel is turning here. Good things are about to come your way. I think we might have talked about that before, and we knew that it was coming. There's going to be this opportunity that it opens up for you, and it does. It takes a turn for you. I like the fortune now. I put a little dash in between the four and the tune. So the tune that's going to be playing is for you. It's a fortune. The wheel of for you is turning. And so you do have that come. You have this balancing that's coming in here, which is great. Two of Pentacles. I almost feel like you're going to have two opportunities come in once that you have to kind of go, okay, which one do I want? Which one do I want? Because I know I think you've mentioned that it's like it's been dry out there. You've been applying and trying to find jobs, and there's just no one hiring. And now suddenly you have two, you're like, oh my gosh, which is great. And I like that. The only thing that you look at in the meantime is the Seven of Swords. The swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset. So and you've been looking at this, you've been looking into your beliefs about yourself on what has been stealing from you, stealing your joy, stealing opportunities, the limiting beliefs that have made you feel small and undeserving, those things underneath in the subconscious that aren't allowing you to bring this in. And now you've been working on that, releasing these things, moving the blocks away. And then you have the new birth, abundance flowing in. So new opportunities, they're coming in here. And I feel like it's like any day now. Well, I mean, this is the holiday week, so everyone kind of slacks off during the holidays, as far as HR and human resources and different things. They wait for the new budget in January, but I feel like within within like the first week, because I looked down, I saw seven. Within 7 days, within the first week of the new year, I feel like you start getting at least one offer, and then you're going to have two, and you're going to be like, so which one do I want? And of course, with that, follow your heart and not just your mind, um, because I know, our desire is I need money, 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 so I can be out away on my own and free. Um, but follow your heart and your gut, not just the mind. You know, so I kind of see making a page going, like the front of the page is the mind, and it's like the pros and the cons of each job. Then you flip it over and you have the heart, you have the pros and the cons. So see your mind's point of view and your heart's point of view, and then I feel like the decision will be clear. So I like that for you. So here we go. Here comes 2023. I'm excited for you. All right. So that's what Spirit has for you. All right. And I do have a couple of more donations. So thank you guys so much. Crow's Nest, you are up, and thank you for your donation. You want to know Brandon's next actions towards you in love. All right. Then Shamika, you will be up after that. Merry Christmas to you. All right. So what are Brendan's next actions towards you, Crow's Nest? All right. So then their next actions, it's going to be just a little bit of a delay, because the Nine of Swords here, they're thinking about their fears and their own thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets that they're fearing, keeping them up at night, giving them nightmares. This is what the insomnia nightmare card. So it's not you that they're having nightmares about. It's expectations, the fears of the past, the pain of the past that they want to avoid and not experience again. And so that's why they kind of, they are going through this hanged man, which is that's where the pause comes in. That's why I say it's going to be a little bit of a delay, before they, have movement because of this. And this is what they're working through. And that's great. You don't want someone with all of this, acting, because they're acting out of fear, and they're not acting out of, love and a caring human mind. They're acting out of a hissing cat mind, which, cats, they come to you and they're all, pet me with your eyes, and they'll come around when they want to give you attention. and and then you pet them, and then suddenly what was fine with where you were petting them, suddenly it's like, you don't want that. You want a human, right? So I like that. And then that's why I feel like things change then. Then there's a change of direction on how things are going in a positive way, because the Four of Pentacles shows that they are finding their worth from within, and their sense of worth is becoming stable. And once that happens, that's when they make the movement and they have this change, which then brings the Two of Cups. So I like that because this is, here's the cat. No, but here's, it's more equal and it's the kind of relationship that you want. So I feel like it's pausing as they work on their insights. And as we say on this channel, when we are waiting, we're in the waiting room for the other person to come back around, finish there what there's going on with them. It's like you're in a freshly painted waiting room, waiting for love or jobs or anything else to come. It's why we're in there. We can work on our self love. Expand our own self love allows us to love more and receive more because we can't love someone more than the extent we love ourselves and can't receive love more than we love ourselves. And so we work on that. And the more we work on our own heart, it's like there's this movement, it moves the air in the room, which dries the paint faster. Because once the paint is dry, that's when the coming together with others. But if we sit like a lump on a log, right? If we, and this is not for you specifically, this is just in general for everyone. When we sit with like a lump on a log, takes a long time for paint to dry. And so I like that, working on your self-love while they're doing that basically for themselves. And that just raises the vibration, the love vibration, and the capacity to love even more so. So that's what's going on. So that's the next move is, you know, for them is they're getting that inner confidence in who they are by releasing old pain, old thoughts that are rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love, and then they're able to move forward. And so I like that. Good, very good. Yeah, you're like, suddenly I smell wet paint. What's going on? But yeah, so I like that. So patience, but while we're waiting, we can distract ourselves, and instead of just sitting in a waiting room, how like when you read a magazine or do a crossword puzzle or something on your phone, time goes by faster. When we work on our heart, actually, the more we work on our heart, then the faster it moves as well too. Time frame. Let me see here. That the Hanged Man is really the time frame, but we'll see if they'll tell us anything else. Well, I ask time frames, but it seems like spirit, they're all divine timing, and we're like, ah, it's all about trusting timing. And time slows down, but the timing really depends on us, quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Because with divine timing, there's always like we have a minimum and a maximum. And it's with anything in life. Like this is like for love, for job, for our entire lives. We have fated things that will always have a minimum in life. And so, we have something that will absolutely happen, but we have with our power of choice and our free will, we can do stuff and have an upgrade and do things like if we put in more work and more energy and more of our time into like looking inwardly and doing things. It's like working out. We can do a 20-minute workout and we'll have a 20-minute workout body. But if we spend an hour doing things each instead of 20 minutes, we are going to be so much more different than we would with a 20-minute workout. And that's kind of like life. We have a certain amount we can put in and do that. Same with time. There's a maximum amount of time something will absolutely take, and that's dependent upon the average, looking inward and doing our shadow work and blah blah blah. And it'll take all that time, and this is when it'll happen. It's fated to happen, like we'll put it right here at the edge of the screen. This is like the when it'll happen. But the more inner work we do, if we really invest and truly invest, it's like that time just gets closer and closer and closer. We're like, there it is. And so, the soonest it'll happen is here, the latest is here, but that's up to us with what we do, like with that inner work. So that's when they ask for timing. There's all this stuff. And of course, then they're like, well, It depends on what energy you invest and how you invest it, because you have the power, and the Two of Wands is the two choices, right? I can either invest energy and have it happen sooner, or eventually this is when it would happen. So that's what they're kind of they're saying there. Um, what's the sooner? What's the later? You know, I was joking earlier in the morning session. I'm like, I really want to create a card set that is about relationships, and it's like, initials and timing and how we meet and where we meet, and I want to have all this stuff because I'm like, with all the questions we get around relationship, I'm like, we just need a deck for relationships that we can divine and get information from. So I like that. But no time frames with those. That's what they gave us there. So sorry. That's what they got. But yeah, they do have the chariot card on the bottom, which is about movement. But again, it all depends on the energy that you put in. So absolutely. Well, thank you again so much for your donation, and many blessings to you, Crow's Nest. All right, Shamika, you are up next. Anyone in you went to a temp agency looking for a job 3 weeks ago. Are they going to call you? All right, let's take a look here. See what they have to say about this job here. Okay. Well, I do like this. You have the Knight of Wands, which is about something's about to happen. The knights are all about movement. One thing that they're about, and the Knight of Wands is the fiery horse, which is one of the most fast moving out of all of them. So I feel like it's coming here soon, because you also have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups, which is new emotion, new excitement, positive emotion coming in. And since we're talking about, am I going to get a call? Am I going to get like a job offer? And you had the Three of Cups too, which is all about joy and celebration. So with all these three cards, I really feel like you are going to be getting contact here. You have the Five of Swords here, and it's interesting. Swords can be communication, and I feel like there's conflict with communication. Um, you know, have you contacted them since then? I wonder if they have a wrong number. I just, for some reason, I just feel like there's contact, and there is some conflict around being able to contact you. And so I would really, I'm feeling like urging you to like reach out to them and just verify, just, hey, I applied and just want to see how it's going, to make sure I that you have the correct phone number, and um you know etc. And then they can verify it, and then that also has them go, oh, I was going to call you or whatever. But I feel like with this conflict of communication, that they're encouraging you to reach out to the agency and follow up with them, and then that's where this change happens, this positive thing that comes in for you, and it gets things moving. So I like that. And I feel like you'll get information on that too. I keep on feeling like that there's, the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of different options that are coming in here. Um, but I feel like there a lot of it at the beginning of the year, which makes sense because a lot of companies have a budget, and a lot of people go on vacations. Like December, towards especially the end of December, people take off, people go on vacations, people are on vacation even though they're at work, you know what I mean? And so sometimes things just go, but I feel that if you reach out to them, um, that you might have movement if you reach out to them like tomorrow. So that's what they have for you, Shamika. I feel very positive for you though, but definitely I feel like conflict in communication, give them a call. Just at the very least, just say, I just want to make sure you have the correct phone number if you don't mind. And then they'll be like, oh my gosh, someone deactivated your resume or something. And you're just like, oops. But whatever it is, it ends up working out good for you. So I do like it. So that's what they have for you, Shamika. Thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. So we will continue going down for the free readings. And Daisy, you are up next. So will you meet? Oh, yeah. You asked this before, but you just want to make sure. Sure. We can always ask. I don't think it's like the flower. They love me not. It doesn't change each time normally. Let's see here. But I like consistency. I do so many readings that I don't know. Sometimes they have me remember readings, which I do. Of course, I do hundreds of readings a week live because I'm on about 25 hours at least doing lives. And then I also do a ton of recorded readings and personal readings. All right. Yeah, well, you got the Seven of Pentacles, which does have to do with the waiting. It either means like when we're waiting for the fruit, last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And I feel like you've been waiting for a while. I feel like it's like almost ripened and ready, right? And I like it with these other cards. I do see because you've got three wands cards, which is all about fire and action. So you do have new passion that comes in. You have the seven of wands, which is you being up in a higher place where you're recognized. But some people don't like that you find someone because they don't have someone, and they're like, why do you get to be with someone and I don't? And so they, because they feel low about themselves, they're all blah 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 blah, which, so when it happens, just realize it's not personal. These people down here just don't feel that good about themselves. But I mean, here you are, the Queen of Wands, sitting with your wand here, connecting to the higher realms with your black kitty here. And there's this beautiful, beautiful, power. Again, the queens, like, this is being recognized. You're being seen because you're up on a hill. Same thing with the Queen of Wands. You walk into a room and you are seen. You just have this energy that just draws people to and it's, so you have the Ace of Wands, which is passion and something igniting. And you have the Hierophant too, which is the commitment card in ways. And so this would mean that you do meet someone intriguing, but this card is about finding your inner truth. And through this process, I feel like you meet someone. It doesn't go to immediately to commitment or anything like that. But I feel like this, with the Ace and the Five, this is the start of something that leads to a commitment later. So, and I think maybe when we did the reading, I felt like New Year's Eve, with that Ace of Wands, shebang, fireworks on the first. I feel like if you're going to some sort of New Year's get together, something that you're getting together in a group, I just feel like you're going to meet someone there. And that's what's coming through. So yeah, it has to be someone interesting and intriguing, because it's not going to be, like, oh, the same old, but this is going to be someone you're just like, what? Who's this? And so I like it. I like it for you, Daisy. So here it comes, a week away. So that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings. All right. So, Suparna, you'll be the next free reading coming up. All right. What is coming into your life? And good morning. Morning from India. All right. So let's take a look here and see what is coming into your life. What would spirit like you to know? Okay. What else? So, excuse me. So you do have the Five of Wands, which wands is our drive, our ambition, our inspiration, our passion, our overall energy. And there's this energy that feels conflicting, this energy that feels like competition going on in your life. Like you have to fight for things in your life. But this energy is changing. There, the five is a number of change. And I just feel like you just kind of I feel like you're this person out here, and here's these four people that are blah 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 blah, blah and you're just like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And you step away. And I kind of feel like you step away here. And I don't have any cards that would say that. I just feel that. That's not normal for this card, but that's okay. Um, so it's like you just step away and then you're stepping into your power here. And this Ace of Wands, so this turns into the Ace of Wands card, which is you stepping into your own power, having a new passion, something new that ignites in your life. And then you have the Two of Wands, which you're realizing that whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. And I feel like this group of people with these other four, they tend to look at the negativity in life, like what's missing in my life and what's in my life that I don't want, and what they fear coming into their life. And so it's all this like negative news and information, and you're just like, "Ugh, just done. I'm just exhausted when I'm around them, and I just am limiting. I'm stepping back, and I'm focusing my power and my energy instead of focusing on this. I'm focusing on what I want, what I'm grateful for, what I do want in my life, and seeing that I hold my world in my hands, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are, and we understand that when I focus on chaos, when I focus on fear, when I focus on destruction, that's how I see in the world. But when I focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter and just gratitude, that expands, and I see the world as that. And I feel like that's what happens here. You're stepping away and watching what you're bringing in your five senses, your eyes and your nose and your mouth and your ears and your touch, and you're controlling and changing what your focus is with all of that. And then that changes, you're changing your heart and you're changing your thoughts and beliefs, and so that changes your world. And I like that because then, I like that this turned into the Ace of Wands, because then you have the Ace of Cups, which is new love, new passion in a way, and the Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities that open up in the outside world because of that. And the Ace of Pentacles also is about seeing your worth in relation to how you see it reflected to the outside world. It's a change in that too. So I really like this, and it starts with you just being tired of being around negativity and situations that are just low vibration energy of fear, and you're just like, I just want something more. Then that does transform um, your life. The vibration just vibrates out into your future, and it just changes your world around you. And I like that. So that's what they have for you, Suparnada. So many blessings to you. All right, we'll continue going down the list. All right. All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I lost my place. There I am. All right. Self love. You are up next. And you want a January reading, please. So let's take a look here. for January. What would you like self-love to know, please? All right. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. I like those. I like that. Okay. I like it. So you do start off here. Sorry about I think I need a new deck here. Um, but you start off here. You have these fears and these thoughts and these beliefs that have just been bugging you for a long time because they don't just show up out of nowhere. They've been here. You know, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must that have been going on. It's an insomnia card, the nightmare card, things on your mind that you have trouble going to sleep, and then you dream about it, and then you have a nightmare. Then you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it, and you go back to sleep, and you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing on your mind. All this stuff, all these expectations, and you're almost to the point of exhaustion with that, which is where this beautiful Knight of Swords comes in, because this knight is on a quest for higher truths, capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love, those of the higher realm, and it allows you to see things from higher perspectives. And it's a double edged sword, which also allows you to turn around and cut away and move these old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in the fears of losing a conditional love. You cut them away. You're doing this contemplating, you're really looking and facing these things, and they're falling away, which is amazing. Which brings you into the world card, victory, ending of old cycles, new beginnings, which brings you into the Empress, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of you, really looking at what you want, what of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets no longer serve you. They served you at a time, they protected you, they created what you felt you needed to feel safe so that you wouldn't, get punished and that you wouldn't lose praise. But you're a big girl now, right? And you're like, well, those were good when I was a child and a teenager, but now I can take care of myself. I am right. I am, um, you know, strong. I am, uh, full. I am an empress. I rule over queens, with this card here. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine. So when I say she, he, and whatever, it's all they, it's all us. We all have it all. So whether we're male or female or how we identify, we this is us. But this is new birth. It's power. It's feeling whole and complete, and it brings in harvest. It's abundance, and that's what both of these cards do represent: abundance, but they also represent endings and new beginnings and these things that you have. So January looks really good for you as you cut away more thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you, because you don't need that protection anymore. You're so much more stronger than you ever were. And so some of the it's like having a child gate up on your stairs on the top and the bottom. You have to open it and close it, open it and close it. You've been doing it every day, and you realize, you know what? My kids are 25 and away at college. Why do I have these kid gates still up? And it's like, I'm moving these to make it easier for me to go up and down the stairs. That's the kind of now I don't know why they have that analogy, but there you have it. But that's what's going on, and I love that for you for January. So many blessings for you, self-love. All right. So, Kelsey, one, you are the next free reading that is coming up here. And you want to know, how does your husband feel about you? Let's take a look here. I'm going to just ask, how does your husband think he feels about you? Because what they're showing me is mirrors. We're all mirrors for one another. And they feel like and this is for anyone this resonates with too. When we ask how someone feels about us, they don't know us, because all they see when they look in the mirror of who we are is themselves. We are a reflection. We have no idea what people, if I'm a mirror and I'm walking around and I can't see what people are seeing because I'm me. And so they're seeing things. that I don't even that are not even me. It's because 'cause they're seeing through their own filters of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions and history and all that stuff. So, that's why they wanna kinda change it up and go, what does your husband think he sees about you? What does he feel about you?" But it's really about what he feels about himself in some way, right? So let's take a look here and see, how does your husband feel about himself when he looks at you? I know they're getting all deep, right? All right. Well, I do like this. So the feelings, I mean, the Hermit card here and the Nine of Pentacles, this does show that how they see you is someone who's very independent, that stands on their own, that almost like that you don't need me. You could live without me, and maybe do you might withdraw into yourself, when things I feel like you're not a fighter, you're more of a withdrawing inward, but you have this confidence too. So he just sees it's almost like conflicting to him because he sees you withdraw into yourself, but then he also feels like you can stand on your own. And that keeps coming back like, well, you don't need me. And so that's interesting. But he it doesn't I don't feel like it's negatively impacting because the Hierophant is a card of, your truths, but it's also about commitment, and he knows that you're committed to him, and that, like, this it feels fated that you guys are together, with the Wheel of Fortune is like the fates that come in, and that you're meant to be together, and he knows that. But for some reason, it just feels like he sees you as so independent that, he almost keeps coming back. "She doesn't need me." So, if you are very, independent, that's alright. There's a difference between, "You don't need me," and, "But I want you." You're right, I don't need you. I'm not afraid of losing you. But I want you, and that's the difference, right? It's not a codependency, needy, need, but it's a want. And so possibly whatever you're feeling, I feel like this, mirror example, they want you to also flip this question, how do you feel about yourself, is an important piece here. Especially with those hermit cards, they're almost telling you, look at you, look inward at yourself. How do you feel about yourself? Because that's how he sees you, but you know how you feel about you. So now the mirror is reversed and you get to look at and go, okay, so when I see him, how do I feel about him? But then how is that, in what way is that way I feel about him how I feel about myself? Does that make sense? It's like, use this as a reflection, a mirror time to go, how do I feel about me? And when I look at someone, how does that make me feel? Like, I used to sometimes um, feel like my mom, when she would share things about what was going on in her health and different things, and I would be like, why does she act like a victim? Doesn't she know that how that makes me feel? Like when she acts like a victim, and spirit goes, makes you feel like a victim? And I'm like, "Yeah, oh." It's like, "Oh, because she's a mirror for me." They're like, "Yeah, it kinda sounds like you're acting like a victim right now," and I'm like, "It surely does." And so it's very, a lot of awareness that comes, because then I realized I'm not seeing my mom when I look at her, I'm seeing me. And so when I stopped judging by what I was feeling and really get to see a clear picture, then we see things differently, as well. So that's what they have for you, Kelsey. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Hopefully that all made sense. All right. So, Temme, you will be the next free reading coming up. And let's take a look here. Where'd it go? There it is. So for next year, you want to know what is going on between you and your husband in the next 3 months from now. All right. Let's take a look here. See what spirit would like you to know. Okay. Well, it's a good card to start off with for sure because 10 of Pentacles is abundance, full life. You've got the finances, you've got the home, you've got the dog and the children, and then the grandparents and the marriage. So it feels very full and complete there. Um, you've got the Six of Swords, which is moving from choppy waters to calm waters. This involves a change of mindsets because swords are your thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, expectations. And I feel like there's a change in how you guys look at your marriage and how you look at your life. Like you're just adjusting things. There's the Judgment card here, which is interesting because it's the 20, which is double X, which is double endings, double new beginnings. I feel like, and I don't feel like this is you guys splitting up or anything. I just feel like there's this change, a significant change, possibly even a death in the family. There's something significant that happens in this next 3 months that just makes you both see life in a different way. You know, it's um, like when someone gets sick um, and maybe they even get better, maybe they don't pass, but someone gets sick, either that or I don't feel like it's like you two feel like it's something out outside of your relationship that you guys see and witness, and it touches your life, but you're just like, what are we doing? Why are we so focused on this and that when none of that will matter? What matters is this and this. And I feel like you guys are changing your perspective on what is important in life. The urgent becomes less urgent because you're focusing in on the important. And you have the Six of Cups here. So I feel like this is like it's nostalgia card, but it's the past. I feel like this change, whatever this thing is happening, I feel like it's someone that you guys know from the past. So it could be family, it could be something, but I feel like there's something from the past, someone from the past that is part of this, that it's like, wow, you know, type of it just puts you into shock a little bit, but it's basically it wakes you guys up to what is important, like I said. And then in here, this makes sense with the Two of Wands because it's a change of where you're investing your energy. Instead of, looking back and going, focusing your energy on what is not working out, what is in your life that you don't want, what do you fear, what do you feel is missing, instead of all this focus of that energy there, it changes to this attitude of gratitude where you're like, you really count your blessings and you're thankful for what's in your life, what comes into your life. You focus on what you do want instead of what you don't. And I just feel like there's this change over these 3 months because of it. It just shakes your world and wakes you up. You both up and you both make these changes and you just really talk about it. And so that's what I feel um comes through there. um I know it's like, who's it going to be? What's going to happen? But knowing that how it impacts you and it's for the positive, just know it's all unfolding for you guys, and it does transform things for you too. So I like that for you. So many blessings to you, Tammy. You hang in there. All right. So hello, Angel Bliss. Merry Christmas to you too. And looks like Anjali, the Virgo, snuck in between your greeting and your question. So you'll be up right next after Anjali, and you'd like an angel message. So let's grab an angels and ancestors oracle for you and see what they have. And we're already at the top of the first hour, so a little past it. So I do a public service message. I do try to move through as many free readings as I can. Um, but if you do want to have your reading prioritized, a donation of any kind does move you up in priority. I step out of the free readings, complete it, and then move back in order and move down. So that is how it works. So that's been your public service message. Back to the regular scheduled program. All right, Anjali, you got the Peacemaker card here. Beautiful card. And it says, let go of the need to be right. Let's see what we have here. So choose peace and happiness over the need to be right. Rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what's important. The peacemaker is a wise Native American woman who's been influenced by white buffalo woman. She holds a peace pipe, which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. She is a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and what is right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation, even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision. It is a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. And don't you sing, Anjali? Because for some reason, singing harmony jumped out to me. So it says the extended message for this is you may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you are reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. Because sometimes people are just not going to change their minds like ourselves. There is much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. I like it. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So be harmonious in voice and in action. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right, Angel Bliss, you are up next. And advice from your future self. All right, let's take a look here. Okay. So advice from future self for Angel Bliss. All right, that one. What else? They say, don't do it. Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be funny? Um, but your future self says, whoa, just wait till you see the adventure that waits you in the future. It's a beautiful, beautiful rebirth, a restart that's coming in. Be patient. It takes time for it to unfold, but it is so worth it. So no need to rush. I like that the future self is like it all unfolds perfectly. Just go with the flow. You're all good. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, um, benefits, wonderful, abundance that comes. But it's important for you to take care of yourself. So they're like, prepare for this journey while you're waiting for it to unfold, to embark, work on you, work on yourself. The Ace of Pentacles here, which you actually do have as well. This is your worth and your worth as it relates to the outside world. And so they said, while you're waiting to head to go through the gate to this new adventure, they're saying, work on your self nurturing, your self love, and your worth as it relates out to the outside world. Um, and so I do like that. I'm coming in here for you. That's them basically saying, uh, focus in on that, chariot. There is movement, it's power of choice, victory. So they're just like, just enjoy the journey as you go up to that. But definitely it's about focusing in on your worth and yourself. Nurture yourself, mother yourself, because it's preparing for this beautiful, beautiful journey that they are very excited about. They're just like, oh, just be patient. It's totally worth it. But while you're waiting, work on you. So I like that, Angel Bliss. That's what they have for you. So many, many blessings. All right. Good evening. Merry Christmas, sun and moon. Good to see you. Good to see you. And hey, Christy, hi. And you'd like angel guidance. Absolutely. And sun and moon, I do see you ask a question, so we'll be down to you in just a moment. All right. So, angel guidance. And what am I drawn to? Yeah, I'm drawn to the Angel Guide Oracle. Let's see what they have for you here. All right, so Angel Guidance. This one or this one? This one or this one? Okay. You got the Courage and the Bravery. Beautiful card there. And let's see what comes in here. You have the heart of a warrior. You want to do what's right, but it isn't always easy. Angels are surrounding you in a light of courage at this time and guiding you to do what you know deep down in your heart is right. Being brave isn't about being emotionless. The angels are reminding you that it's okay to feel, and your vulnerability will allow you to tap into an even greater inner strength. Angels are always willing to help you feel safe, guided, and guarded. So call in as much help as you need. This is a time to take ownership of your energy and any situations that could be making you feel less than good. And and through your courage, you will begin to attract experiences of being respected. Boom. The extended message for the card: your angels are here to remind you that your soul cannot be tarnished or harmed. It's the one part of your essence that always remains whole, healed, and complete. So if you are feeling the need to defend yourself at this time, angel wisdom is guiding you to back down. You don't need to protect yourself, especially when you have spiritual support. Call in the light of God, heaven, and the angels to protect you. If you feel that you've made a mistake or you have something that you need to share, be brave and take ownership of it. Trust that living with integrity will always lead to the greatest possible unfolding of your life, and know that the best gift that you can give the world at this time is your truth. Wow. I like it. I like it. So that's your angel message for this evening, Christy. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So the next free reading up is High Vibration Queen Angie. All right. Love it. And whoops, there you go. I need like a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. All right. So general reading. What would you like Queen Angie to know? High vibration, Queen Angie. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I do see here, I mean, you are really stepping into your power um, right now. You have the emperor who rules over kings, and so you really are standing up and finding with this number 4, it's stability. You're stepping up and standing in your power and bringing c- commanding stability in your life. You're no longer allowing things that I kind of feel like you, because you're so compassionate and you have so much um, a huge heart and patience with people to a point, right? I know there's a line that when people realize they cross it, they're like, oops, yep, you just went a little too far. And then you just kind of put them in a timeout and you limit your time that you spend around them. And that's what I feel is happening because there's people that were just bringing in and they're like, look, all this caca poo poo doo doo that I'm bringing you in these cups. You're like, why, thank you. You shouldn't have. And so this is like the people that were bringing a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of emotional confusion around you. You're just, you put it up with for a long time, and now you are standing up going, "That's okay. You guys need to get out of my presence." It's like a emperor that has a lot of advisors that are blah 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 blahing around him, and then it's time for them to go, "Okay, thank you for your stuff. Everyone out." And then everyone respectively leaves, and then the emperor makes the decisions they want and then puts out the decrees. And that's what I feel you are doing in your life right now. And in the meantime, too, you have the justice card that's coming in. So the balance is coming in here. You have your ace of swords. So you are truly connecting to higher information, those capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love, which is allowing you to cut away small t truths, those that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love, those things of the human that are all in there. They just get to come up, and this helped things be brought to the surface so you could look at it and go, oh, okay. Yep, those emotions were bouncing around down there in the basement. Now I know I can transform those. And that's what you're doing with that justice card is you're balancing and transforming these emotions, transforming these old thoughts and beliefs that made themselves known. And you're like, oh, I didn't even know that trigger was there. Now I know it. And now let me just do my work on it like you do. And then you release it. So I like that, which then opens up new opportunities coming forward in your life because of that. So it's like you're making room, you're decluttering things. You're doing spring cleaning in December, January, really. Um, but well, depending on where you're at in the world, you might be in spring. But it definitely is this. It's not a ugly feeling. It's I feel like maybe you have a lot of Capricorn energy because it's we love doing the work. It's like, oh, good, something I can work on and release because we like that release feeling, the freedom feeling that comes after we do that, like with high vibration. It allows you to move your vibration even higher because you're clearing out some lower vibrational things that were just humming down there underneath the surface. So I like that for you, Queen Angie. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right. So continue moving down the list. All right. So Lakia, welcome, welcome. Sorry I didn't get to you in the morning session. It was so busy. So I'm glad you were able to get in here and I'm able to get to some of your questions here. And let's see here. How do you make Darius feel when he's around? Okay. So for that question, it really rattles his cage. I mean, I feel like there is this um not volatility, but there's just this tension between the two of you. You have the 9 of Wands here, which is, this energetic block. And I feel like both of you really show each other you know how to push each other's buttons is what I feel. Like, you know, poke, 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 and you see a trigger, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And I kind of feel like with this wands energy, it's fiery, and it's like you butt heads all the time, is what I feel. It's just like this is the energy that you feel between each other. There's like this tension, you push each other's buttons. There might even be some of that, underlying, kind of sexual tension there. But it's like, it's just, uh, there's attraction, but there's also like, it's a hate love type of feeling. I feel like you guys have around each other. And it's like, but it's divine because you guys do bring out things in each other that you have wanted to see. Your beautiful mirrors for one another, and it almost feels like if you've watched my pick a card that I have around soulmates, soul partners, and twin flames. There's some twin flamey energy. They are not your twin flame, but there's twin flamey, which it's like there's people that come into our life that are in a special mission to make us see things we don't want to see, and no matter what, it's like, oh, okay. And then you see it, and you don't like it because they make you see things that you don't appreciate about yourself yet. And so I kind of feel like that's the energy that you two guys have. So that's what they have for you. I see you have several questions, so I'm going to keep them short. Otherwise, I just want to be able to get through as many readings as for you as I can, but I'm going to keep them just kind of a hit like that, if that's cool. All right. So, Lisa Starr, you are the next reading that is up here. And will T reach out to you? Let's take a look here. So will T reach out to you? I doesn't feel like it. You've got the 6 of Pentacles here, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups, I really feel like this is someone from their past is in their life, and then there's this is like a third party that's going on in this conversation here. So I kind of feel like, normally the 6 of Pentacles, I don't look at it this way, but I feel like they're giving to two people at the same time, someone from their past and the three individuals emotionally involved. So I kind of feel like they're off on this other kind of adventure, we'll say. So I don't feel like they'll reach out to you. Didn't get any swords, which is the communication, but oops. Okay. I was going to say, what else is coming for you in the future, though? Okay. So I do see here. So this is a time for you to step back. Like the high priestess steps back, looks at her emotions, dives deep into the subconscious, the unconscious, the emotions, goes behind the veils, connects with the higher realms to understand themselves, looks into the secrets, understands what's going on with them. And then, like, I pretty much feel like they're saying, just leave T. Don't worry about them because you do have new opportunity coming up for love to come in. So I feel like um, take this alone time um, to yourself here and allow yourself to go inward. Work on the self love. What did you learn with this mirror we'll call T, the mirror T, what did you see about yourself in this? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel they feel about you? Will tell you how you kind of feel about yourself in some way. Use it as a mirror to understand because it does allow you to raise your vibration, raise your love to where you attract something more in alignment with what you deserve and who you are, rather than doing what we've always done and getting what we always got. So I like this for you, even though I know it can feel kind of that. But um, just take a deep breath, step back, and go, okay, what did I learn from this? Journal, process it, and then new opportunities come in it because you're raising your self-love and your awareness, which draws something different in for you. So that is what they have for you, Lisa Star. So many blessings to you. All right. Sky Falls, you'll be the next free reading, but we do have a donation. So, hey, Shamika, thank you so much. And you want to know what is coming in for you in the beginning of the new year? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. Let's see what Spirit would like you to know. What's coming in for the new year? Okay. All right, I like that. And then what else, please? All right. Yeah. Excuse me. So I do see here that there is some, you're definitely doing some inner reflection here. Because you do have the hanged man, which is like a cocoon caterpillar looking over themselves, turning their caterpillarness into caterpillar news to transform into a beautiful butterfly. You do have some connection with this is your higher self. The ones are like your drive, your ambition, your passion, your energy, but it's also spiritual energy. And the king being the highest spiritual energy for you is your higher self. And so while you're in this enlightenment and really reviewing what you want, you do see the Seven of Swords, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, those things that have been stealing from your life, like stealing joy, stealing love, stealing opportunities. And you're seeing what limiting beliefs that you've had about yourself, and you've already left some behind. I like this card because they show two left behind and only five in your hands. So you've been doing that. You've been really doing this discovery, and that's changing things for you. The other reason why I feel like it's that time that you're doing that is because you do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so this is you focusing on you, understanding the emotions that you've been feeling, those that have been feeling like overwhelming and like you've been having emotions just come from all directions and different things. And you are taking time for yourself to really understand them and to nurture yourself and really looking at your um, like your value, your worth, as you know, you how you value it, your self-worth, not retail price. You know, retail price is the outside world where we're told define yourself by, you know, relationships and situations and things. And then all those things are unstable. And so we feel unstable. Our worth feels unstable. You know, we feel all this confusion about, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because people change or they pass away. So relationships feel unstable. Situations like job, education, those things never stay the same. And of course, things like our body, our bank account, possessions, all those things break down, they deteriorate, they blow up, they burn down, they're stolen. And so eventually all of that turns us inward and upward to find something that is stable. And that is the unconditional, eternal love of the creator of all things. Unconditional, not even one condition that we can lose it because it just takes one condition to be conditional. It's unconditional, no conditions. And it's also eternal, never ending. So that's definitely stable and solid. And that's what you start moving your worth to be based on the inside of love, inward and upward instead. And I see that here with the Four of Cups too, because these are those three areas we look to for fulfillment, and they make us, they're empty. They don't fulfill us for very long, if at all. But you're being offered this higher love, which brings in emotional stability. So you switch from feeling unstable emotionally to stable, because of this love that you find within. And it changes things for your life. This is definitely this big aha transformative period for you, because it allows you to move away from all these emotions that no longer serve you, that you had from the past, and you're headed off over here for emotional, um, wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is one of the wish fulfillment cards, so it allows you this release of so many things that were holding you back before, this emotional drain, this emotional, um, I don't know, weights, anchors that were holding you down, and it allows you to move forward. And the last card that they had here was the Five of Pentacles, which is facing these emotions, had a lot to do with feeling abandoned, feeling left behind, feeling left out in the cold, not receiving from the outside world what you feel you wanted and needed. And it's a beautiful transformative card, five being the number of change, which, we move from feeling like this to looking in this beautiful window. Through that window, we see that our sustenance, what we need in each moment, thankfully does not come from human characters in this physical world. Because if it did, we would have every right to be scared for sure. Because humans, when we get scared, we withdraw. And so if I'm supporting you and I get scared, I withdraw my support from you, and you're left without support, and you're like, ugh. That's where that abandonment feeling comes from, because we thought humans were supposed to bring me everything I need in each moment, and they're not. So I feel abandoned by them. Well, we realize that it's the creator, it's source, again, connecting to that beautiful, eternal, unconditional love from above, allows us to see that we get everything we need in each moment from above, whatever you believe your higher source is. And again, eternal, unconditional love, they're not going to withdraw their support from us, because there's no reason they ever would. In fact, they always want to give us more, usually, than what we absolutely need in the moment. And they usually will bring us more, but we can trust, and we build up this trust with the higher realm, that they are the ones that bring us what we need in each moment. So I love that message for you there. So that's what's coming for you in the beginning of the new year. You're having this aha awareness that when you look back over your past, you're like, yeah, humans unstable. Only stable thing I've ever found is that eternal, unconditional love of the heavenly realms, the higher realms from where we come. And so when that becomes your foundation, the world changes around you and you see it completely different, because you're not depending upon them. Humans might be the shipping company that brings you what you're needing, but it's coming from source, not from the human. They're just like when you order something from Amazon and it gets delivered by the post office or UPS or FedEx or however it comes. It's like, oh, thank you, but you're just bringing it to me. You're not the one who provided it for me. So I like that for you, Shamika. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly honor that. All right. So I don't see any other donations. So we'll continue moving down the free list. And so Skyfalls, you were up next. Hello. Will you have a good year? So I know you're talking about 2023. So let's see what Spirit has for you. Anything else? Nope. Okay. So you do have a year of doing the work, which is all right because when you do the work, things do move in the outside world. So it is going to be a year where you really are, putting out a lot of work and a lot of fruit, a lot of product, as you can say. You are creating a lot and you're sharing it and you're putting it out into the world. And it does bring things back to you, allows things to move up in the outside world in 2023 for you. You have the Seven of Cups. And when I saw this, I didn't feel, there's different energy around each reading. Cards can mean certain standard things, but Spirit's always going to say, I'm going to tell you what this card means. And we listen. That's what our job is, right? And this is about opportunities. Look at all the opportunities. It's like there's so much that you could do this year, so many different directions, so many different things that you could go. And it's if you do that, if you invested time in each and every single one of these, you would not get a whole lot done. I'm just saying. You only have so much to pour in each cup. Like if you have a pitcher and you're filling up 7 cups, each cup is going to be filled up this much. But if you focus, which is really what I feel is happening here with the Emperor card, you're really taking charge. And where are you going to focus your energy? Where are you going to direct it? What are you going to do? And you're going to choose. You're choosing where you're investing your energy. What's the one thing that you're going to work on? Not 7 things at once. One thing. Like choose one. What do you want to work on right now? And that is what you put all of your energy into. And then you complete it. And then what's the next thing you want to do? Then you complete that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those 7 things you complete, which then allows you to move on to the 8th. And there's this ending and this new beginning that happens when you reach to that 8th thing, which is the ending of being an apprentice and the beginning of becoming a master. And that's what happens when you invest all this energy. It's like if you're going to school, you get the graduation, you get the degree. If you are doing all this work and learning all this stuff as an assistant manager, and then you get the manager job. Or like in this with the blacksmith, you become a blacksmith's apprentice and you do the work, you put in all the sweat, blood, and tears, you fine-tune the craft, and then the master says you have reached the level, and now you get to go to a town and you get to become the master blacksmith and you get to take an apprentice. That's the kind of year you're going to have. It sounds like work, and it's because it is, but nothing you can't handle. It's not like, oh my gosh, you're going to be going through, a year of dark night of the soul. No, it's you are focusing your energy, because when you focus it and you're taking command and control, instead of everything moving so slowly, like it feels like you're watching grass grow, you're taking your energy off of 6 other things and focusing it on the one, and it moves fast. You get stuff done. And that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of movement just inspires you. So I like that. So that would be a good year in my mind. So that is what they have for you, Project Skyfall. So many blessings to you. You are welcome. All right. And I have another donation. Thank you so much, Ray, for your donation. And are J and M going to get a divorce? Uh-oh. Let's find out. What is going on with J and M? Okay, can you clarify that for me? Okay, I'm just getting a little more clarification. I'm like, this could go either way. What are you trying to tell me? Okay. Oh, so that's what you're trying to tell me. Undecided. Oh, okay. So there's a story. So there is movement of emotion that's happening here. Um, yeah, there is. It's like they feel like they've been bumping up against a wall over and over and over and over and over again. And the six of wands is normally like a victory or a recognition, a be seen card. But I feel like the struggle is that they've been trying to be seen by each other, but have been totally missing seeing each other. You know what I mean? It's like, I want you to recognize who I am. And they're like, they're here. I do recognize who you are. And like, I'm not over there, I'm over here, but I see you. I'm right here. And that's like kind of this bantering that's going back and forth through it. There's been a lot of thought. You have the King of Swords here, which is, they roll over the air and mind and thought and belief, and they all the kings are given another portion of air. So I feel like someone has been like between the two. I feel like one is possibly like an air sign or have a lot of air in their chart where they're very much up here, and the other person in the relationship doesn't feel like they're down here, and they want down here, but they're only getting up here. So, am I cutting out for anyone else? If someone can let me know if I'm okay. Oh, okay. Sometimes all good. Yay. Phew. Yeah, we're in Mercury retrograde, so we put out good energy. When I start if you see me at the beginning of a video, I just say I invite spirit on all the connections and in the readings, because especially during a retrograde, I'm like, ooh, help. Okay. So, but that's what I feel is going on with that, Ray, is that there's someone, they're very mental, but they're not giving the heart that they want, and they're wanting passion. So one is giving this and they want passion, but they're not having it. And so I feel like that's where there's this disconnect that's going on. They're not feel like they're not being seen, and they don't feel like they're on each other's page. I kind of feel like it's if you ever have the five languages of love, if you've ever read it, it's an amazing book because it really talks about the human and how we have, different ways of wanting to be shown love. And it's like if I have let's say time, like spending time with me shows me you love me, which is not my case. But if it was true, it's like if you spend time with me, that shows you love me. And so that's what I give to other people is time, because I feel like that's what my emotional belief is. That was what their emotional belief is. That's what I'm thinking. But that other person wants to be told that they're loved. They could care less how much time. But if you never tell me you love me and you just hang around, like, well, obviously I love you. I've been spending, 8 hours with you today. They're like, no, you never said it, and that's where psh, 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 psh happens. Someone loves corn, but you give them a field of wheat and they're allergic to wheat. It doesn't do them any good. And that's what I feel is going on between them. Um, so I do feel like, you know, the Two of Swords, that's when I said, oh, because they're like in this decision. They're at this crossroads where they're in decision mode, what they want to do. And we got the Three of Pentacles, which is about trying to be their authentic selves. And I feel like, it does end up in all of that story. I know, but they wanted you to know the story. They're storytellers. So I feel like it does end up in an ending of the relationship eventually. But it's that's the wonderful thing about life is that everything in our life unfolds, it's for us. When people don't leave us, we don't lose jobs. We're removed or things are removed out of our path and out of our life because they don't have a purpose for us, for our fate, for the next thing. We're moved out of each other's lives so that we can move forward in the direction that's meant for our journey. So um, I know, but that's what they I have for that question, Rain. Say thank you so much. A great book. It's a great story, right? um, yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? It's like, can I skip to the end? but, but thank you so much for your donation and send you many blessings. Oh my goodness. I tell you, Ray. All right. So we left off with sun and moon. So you are up next. All right. You are very welcome, sun and moon. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look here. Pisces, Pisces. I know I have a stellium in Pisces, which means I think it's at 4 or more or 3 or more. I forget, but I've got 5. I got 5 Pisces in my second house. Yeah, I know. And there's more water in my chart too. But I'm an Aquarius sun, so that helps balance out all of the emotion with putting it into containers. All right, let's take a look here and see. So, will your relationship turn around for the positive? Let's take a look here. Well, it looks like it here because you did get these 2 cards here. So, 2 of Cups and the Lover's card is about relationship. Um, there is a lot of mental stuff that's going on, and you know, you have this bond, you have this connection, and you're not able to let go of it because it is such a beautiful mirror for you. And I know you're like, it feels like an old broken mirror with a crack down the middle, and I have to like look to both sides to be able to see. But it's not. It is beautiful for you. It, like you said, it's hurtful, but the hurt is pain. Pain is heartache. Heartache is fear. And what the fear is, I mean, there that's what's being brought up here for you to help you see. This is the Knight of Swords is in pursuit of the capital T truce of the Ace of Swords. The King has the Ace of Swords. Really getting into the quest in mind of seeing our expectations from a different point of view, being able to be pulled higher and higher, seeing things from unconditional love instead of from our fears of losing conditional love in the human world. And it's beautiful in that it transforms us because our fears are brought to our face. And I feel like that's this, in and out is normal for Pisces because Pisces is the black, the dark and the white fish, right? It's like the yin yang almost. They they can spend time in the bright side of the pond, but they like going to the dark side of the pond and go down deep into the depths. And you're like, I can swear there's a large fish in this pond, but you can only see them when they're in the sun, and then they withdraw and go into the dark. And they come back out into the light, and you're like, oh, how beautiful, and oh, they're gone again. And they kind of go swim in and out. Um, it's almost a lot of Pisces are looked at as bipolar. And it's like, no, they're just a Pisces. It's, you know, very much this journey of contrast going back and forth between the two. And they're in your life to show you, your fears. That's what all our mirrors do. They bring us and show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And so it's an opportunity to go, what am I fearing when they're not in contact? And it's like, well, I feel like they're, finding someone else, or um, and what does that mean about me? Or when they don't want contact with me, I feel like they're fitting me in between the important things. Relationship number 5 for me was a great, that's why I learned that one, about um, feeling hurt when I was scheduled in between other things. Like, well, I have this, this, and this, and this, and this. I can meet you here or here. And I'm like, well, I'm working those times. Oh, okay, well, maybe next week. And I'm just like, so yeah. But I learned, and this is where the mirror comes in, sun and moon, is, of course, hindsight is always beautiful. And it was, how was I fitting myself in between important things and sacrificing me for what I was deeming more important, and not taking care of me and making myself a priority. So this is, I do feel, like eventually, they'll come back into this part of the pond, but the whole purpose of why it's happening is for this, for you. So you can see this, um, your fears of losing conditional love, and question them and look at them, and you're given the time to look at them, to cut them away. And then the more you cut them away, the more free you become, the less pressure is on the relationship, the more the energy changes. And then you have new opportunities and a new sense of self-worth too. The Page of Pentacles is, this is your worth and how you relate it to the outside world, and it changes. And other people's actions become less impactful, and it becomes more informative. I can't even say it. Informative. There you go. For us. So that's what they have for you, sun and moon. So hang in there. I know I went through 5 longest term relationships, which I counted a year to 3 years as long term. But uh, we learn a lot through those mirrors, I tell you. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Sending you lots of love and light. All right. So continue moving down the list. You are very welcome, Ray. All right. So the next free reading. So Lakia, we have another question. We're going to do quick ones for you here, since you have, I think, 4 questions. So I'm just going to pop them out one at a time as I reach them. So did Chris cheat on you sexually and emotionally with his ex during our relationship? Christopher. Let's take a look here. What do you have to say here? So you have the Queen of Cups, which is, she's double emotion. She knows her gut, and they're basically saying, you know. So you have this gut feeling and this instinct that's in. It's not suspicion. It's different, right? It's not fear. It's, if you feel it down in your gut, like your belly button, this is your gut instinct, your intuition going, I know he did. And so you know is what they're saying. So so I don't have anything else to say on that. So Valverde, you are up next for the next free reading. You are welcome, sun and moon. All right. And so what surprises does 2023 have in store for you? Let's see what they have for you here, Valverde. So let's see what one surprise, right? I'm actually working on the January monthly readings, which will start coming out tomorrow with water signs. I think I do water, and then I do fire, and then air, and then earth. So it's like over the next 4 days, because I'm still recording some. But great information, because it's going to tell you one thing that Spirit wants you to know about 2023, and also what ignites on the other side of the January 1st, the 1/1 portal, which is the Magician's Gateway. So stay tuned for those. I'm excited for them. So what surprises do they have? Wow. Well, Well, you do have a wish come true, a wish fulfillment that comes through. That's definitely a surprise. It does take a little bit of time to unfold, but definitely worth it. So just be patient as this wish unfolds before you. And while you're waiting for the wish to unfold, the journey is moving from rough waters to calmer waters, which, as this is unfolding, you have a change of thought and mindset about your expectations. And I feel like it's about the how. Like you have this wish, you're working towards it, and you see it start to come to fruition, but you're realizing that your restriction on the how it has to happen is so thin that you're like, if I give the universe more wiggle room, it'll come in faster. And you are right. So that is what they have for you, Valverde. So whatever this wish that you have for next year, it takes time to come in, but the more you release those thoughts and beliefs of restricting of how it has to come to you and how it has to look, it really starts to move faster. That boat of that Six of Swords starts to speed up. So I like it for you. And that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you, Belverde. So we've reached the top of the second hour, which at the top of each hour, I do my little public service announcement to let you know I'm only going to be on for about 30 more minutes for this evening's session. So if you do want me to make sure I get to your reading in this period, if you do make a donation, I do prioritize those. I honor that energy exchange. And I step out, provide that reading, then I step back in and try to complete as many of the free readings as I can. If I'm unable to get down to the bottom, which I know I won't be able to because there's a long list. If you are in need of a reading, I'm not able to get to you. Of course, I'm here every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so I will be back tomorrow night. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. I also have a ton of free content that I put out. I have a bunch of playlists, pick a cards, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, equinox and solstice readings, portal readings. So I put out a ton of free content. And so if I'm unable to get down to you, if you jump over to my playlists by clicking on my Brother Zen Mystic Tarot name, it'll take you to that, all the playlists. Follow your heart. They will guide you to the videos that have the messages for you there. I also offer personal readings at a slight cost. There's a sliding price scale, and you can check all that out down in the description box of this video. So that has been your public service message. So back to the regular scheduled programming after I take a drink. I do want to thank you guys all for the thumbs up too. It definitely helps spread the Zen love, so it is greatly appreciated. All right. So Queen Dale, you are up. And so is this girl, Tony Ann, cheating with your husband behind your back? Oh my gosh. Let's find out what Spirit has to tell us here. Not really seeing it here. Let me see. I'm just getting a little more clarification here. So I know this is an important question. I don't see that here. I see the questioning of truth. What do you really want is more what Spirit is looking here, because the Hierophant represents commitment, and the Knight of Swords here is about seeing things from a higher perspective and cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in like fears of losing conditional love. And it's like, what do you want? What is your truth? What are you truly wanting in the commitment here? Because there is the conflict card here, which is conflict of expectations and communication, like in your relationship with your husband, and there's a lot of emotional confusion. that seems to be in the relationship here. And so they're really looking here to, have you look into what do you truly want, not what you thought you want, what you think you want. We have all these thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, all these popular opinions of what we wanted, what we're told we're supposed to want and should want and need and when we're growing up, and we take them on as our own because we're children, we don't know any better, and then they just get reinforced throughout life. And I feel like um, they're this mirror that you feel you're looking into, they're wanting you to look into yourself and go, what is it that you want? Because it feels like here recognition, um, you're wanting what's best. You're wanting to, it's like I hear you want to rule your world and you don't feel like you do. And I feel like that when you're looking at this, the how are you cheating on yourself with your husband? I know you're like, what? Well, because I talk about it a little bit on here. So if you guys heard it before, just be like, oh, here he goes again. I'll do it really quick. But it's like 3 out of my 5 of my relationships, they ended up going outside the relationship. And yeah, I mean, oh, heartache. Why is this happening to me? And then later, of course, Spirit was like, so what did you learn from those? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, they are dishonest, untrustworthy people. That's what I learned. And they were like, they were a mirror for you. What did you look and see when you looked in the mirror? I'm like, what? And they're like, well, you determine your worth. Self-worth comes from here up, right? And so they're like, so what did you, uh, you know, where did you go for your worth? And I'm like, oh, so basically, they were in a nice way telling me I was cheating on myself with other people, defining my worth by other people. And so when they were going outside, they were being a mirror for me to point me back to me what I wanted to see, which was so much of my life. I was giving up all of me for what I thought everyone else wanted. And that was, I was cheating on myself. I was the one that was gonna where I was gonna find love and what I needed within, but I was going out there with this partner and this partner and this partner, one at a time from each relationship. And so I feel like that's what they're wanting to do is really look into this. I don't feel like they are, but I feel like there's a reason why this suspicion is coming up because it's showing you how am I cheating on myself and my worth by by looking outward and what do I want for my life? I want to rule my life and maybe um is it that you don't want to be in the relationship anymore? It's not satisfying you and maybe a piece of you wants them to, so you have a reason to end the relationship and to go do something you want to do. What is all this that's bouncing around underneath the surface? Looking into that will help bring the truth up for you. And then you get to be set free in whatever way comes that way. So that's what they have for you, Queen Dale. So um, interesting, I know. So many blessings for you. All right. So I do have a donation. Hey, Renee, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you as well. And thank you, as I mentioned, for your donation. So let's take a look here. All right. So let's take a look. So you want to know that your DMK's current energy and feelings for you. All right. So what are their current energy and feelings? Okay. Well, I mean, they got you got 2 9s coming in here, which this is a wish fulfillment card. And like, so it's like a dream come true. And 9 of Pentacles is about this feeling of wholeness and completeness. And I kind of feel like this just brings in this wholeness feeling for them. And so I feel like they feel like, wow, this is just, it almost feels too good to be true. And they're feeling confident and full. But but this comes from within, which is interesting. So it just feels like there's this beautiful uh, feelings that rise from within them in regards with you here, because it does feel here like their outside world that they have felt, just other things are bland, but they feel like just this wonderful feeling around you. It's a new feeling. It's like abnormal joy. This is like these are empty feelings. See how bored they are with them, but it's like a breath of fresh air is what I feel with you. So I like all that. And you have the Six of Swords too, which is about, changing of thought and belief and mindset from ways that they thought before into new ways that are, not so, uh, because you move from rough waters to calmer waters. It's emotions and belief that don't feel so rocky, or not volatile, but shaky, to more confident, more solid, more calm, in regards of how they perceive you and the expectations they have about you. So I feel like as they got to know you, you've got the um, rocky start of, it's almost like they had preconceived ideas or beliefs about who you were, and it's like, oh, this is that type of person, blah 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 blah. And then they're like, oh my god, no they're not. Because they're like, boom, they're like, there are so much more. It's like, wow, they are a dream come true. And they see you as someone who's very solid and within themselves, and like I said, a breath of fresh air. So I feel like that's the energy and the feelings they have for you there. um that's what they have there. And then what good things are coming for you in the beginning of 2023? Yeah, and it's like, wow, it's it's a wish fulfillment card. So it's just like, wow, you're what I would want kind of thing. Um so um it's like others never live up to that expectation. Yeah, yeah, it definitely can be. Well, and we'll take a look here. Are there so they're distant. Hmm, let me see what this other is here first. Okay. Oh, so no, it's because they've been heartbroken in the past. So yeah, that makes sense of why they're scared then, because um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, I feel like maybe they've that's funny. Yeah, yeah. The past. Here's the past. Like I said, their past haunts them. Um, and yeah, that makes sense there. But let's take a look here. So, good things coming for you in the beginning of 2023. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let me just do this. And that is interesting. So, if you guys have been separated, well, those are his feelings, though. I mean, a lot of fear, like you said. Maybe that he wouldn't, he couldn't live up to that, couldn't keep up, right? So, what good things are coming for you in the beginning of 2023? Okay. Well, I like it. I mean, you have here's a good thing that's coming for you. You're like, "What?" Well, this is that knowing that things that are moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose make room for new things. And so this is telling you that situations, whatever unfolded where things were moved, that they happened um, on purpose for a purpose. clearing a path so you can move forward, making space so that you could have something come in that is in more alignment for you. Your intuition is gonna be off the charts because you've got the Queen of Cups, which rolls over water, has water. You get the High Priestess and the Moon. All of these are about intuition and connecting deep into your emotions. So, definitely something that is coming in for you. Good is this, amazing just intuition and instinct and hidden things are revealed and you just know things. I mean, huge impact here. So I mean, I love it. It's almost like you're going to a whole new level in your intuition and your instinct and your communication with spirit. I mean, those three, it's like boom. So it does that. And then and then you probably find love too, but who cares about that? I mean, you get to talk to spirit, but you do have love that comes in, awareness of love, that comes into at the beginning of 2023. So, eh, but you know, in comparison, I say that I'm a bit right. It's like yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I haven't been in a relationship for over a decade because of my spiritual journey, and I'm okay with it. I'm not bitter towards relationships. I learned so much from them. I just am so I love the journey of the heart and the higher heart, and once you taste it more and more and more of unconditional love from above, it's like eating cardboard pizza. Compared to eating gourmet, homemade, delicious, gluten-free but delicious, not gluten-free cardboard pizza you get. It's like, wow. But that's what they have for you, Renee. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, and you did do another donation. Did you have an additional question on there? Okay, cool. Thank you. Look, I was reading your mind. Okay. Although, yeah, I like that. Funny. We both know that it's not your highest calling, but will you be working it until your next big opportunity? Let's take a look here. So, tell me about timing at all. Um, yeah, I don't see I don't see um a change of direction until that happens. So yeah, because you have the chariot card, which is movement and victory. You have the magician card, which is you stepping into your power. You have the victory sun card coming. You have the higher calling from spirit, bringing you into something that's in alignment with that. So you definitely have this coming here, you know. Um, but that's what's unfolding there for the future. And you have the King of Cups, which is balancing heart and mind. So there's this balancing that's coming in. You do have the devil card, which I mean, you have all these major arcana, which is crazy. You have like 5 out of 6 are major arcana. So this is you're learning during this hospitality. You're learning your lessons. Things are being brought, to your face, and that's the. I mean, working in a call center for me, um, both dealing with customers and being in coaching and management and all of the things I did, you learn so much about yourself and others too. So, yeah, I don't see a change of direction until this big opportunity that's like bam, like the sun. So that's what we have coming in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't see a change, but I feel like with that chariot that this next big opportunity is coming faster than you think too. Um, oh, I did not, Ray. Thank you so much. Kind of blended, so I thank you for reminding me, Ray. I did not see that. Wow, it happens when you get older. Woo! So I will go to yours directly next. Thank you. Yeah, Renee, I was actually 29 before my first relationship, so you got plenty of time left. All right. So thank you, Ray, for your patience there. I'm so sorry. So, what is Jared's feelings towards you and what's coming? Okay, let's take a look here. You are very welcome, Renee, and thank you again for your donation so much. Okay, so Ray, what are Jared's feelings towards you and what's coming? Okay. All right, let's see what we've got here. So I feel like he's in a place now of, indecision. He's in a crossroads here. And so he's trying to make a decision what to do, what to do, what to do, going back and forth between heart and mind. And I feel like eventually here, like eventually, right? Um, I mean, obviously he has emotions for you. We got the King of Cups here. So there is emotion, balancing heart and mind that's coming in. So there's emotion there, but the mind, like I said, heart and mind, they're going back and forth between the two, trying to figure out what is you know, the best thing to do for both that's logical and heart, the balance between the two. Yeah, it sounds about right. The marriage between the two. I do see though the magician. He holds the wand here, which is them, the fire energy, them taking control of their power and making change happen, wanting to do it, wanting to um, take action. And we have the Six of Wands. This is victory, this is recognition, being seen. And so, this is um, how they feel. They do feel like they have this recognition. And that's what I feel like. That's what they feel from you, is that you see them for who they are. They feel recognized by you, and they feel seen, which is important for them. And that magician, that just I feel like that's what encourages them to want to take action because they're like, you see me, you get me, give me what I've been wanting, and so I feel like that's what kind of comes in there. And then, we got the celebration, the get together, can be marriage, you know. Um, but I feel like there's some time that takes them because they're balancing things in their life. They're trying to figure just everything out. And they want to make sure they do things right, is what I hear. I want to do it right. I don't want to, you know, um, I don't want to do you wrong or anyone else wrong. Or of course they don't want to do themselves wrong. But I feel here, yeah. And there's the chariot. So there is victory again, movement, choices being made. And so they do make the choice. It just feels like it takes time for this to unfold. Yeah, because it looks like there's some heartbreak to deal with, maybe a water sign before, but there's been some of this that they just need some movement through and some healing through. And this is what they're wanting to make sure. They're trying to avoid disappointment. They're trying to avoid hurting, hurting people, is what I feel like here. It's just this heartbreak thing that they, for themselves and for others and for you and for this and for that and blah blah blah. They're just, it feels like there's a lot of moving parts with Jared. So that's what they have for you there. So, but that's, yeah, they don't have anything else to add for that, Ray. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Sending you lots of love. Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah, trying to be patient. And uh, that's what, whenever we're, in that being patient room, uh, working on our own heart, our own self-love, the more we open our hearts, the open our self-love, the more love we're able to receive and the more love we're able to give. The beautiful thing Spirit has really brought up is that we cannot love others more than the extent we love ourselves, or receive love back from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. And so when we love ourselves this much, no matter how much they flood, it's like drip, drip is all that can get through to us, and drip, drip out is all that can get out to them, no matter how much love. So the more we focus on our self-love and what are my constraints and restrictions, and how do I feel about myself, where's these fears coming from, I get to expand my self-love, and it just makes it move faster, which is great, but it also allows a bigger capacity to love and receive love. So thank you again so much for your donation and for the reminder of hello. Hey, blind old man, put on your glasses. All right. So, La Kia Kuli. Let's say I'm going to only have a couple more moments here. So, anyone else that wants me to make sure that I get to your reading this evening, donation now is the time to do that. And then I will make sure I complete it in this session. Otherwise, I'm only going to be through here. Going to do Lakia's couple of quick ones, and Colleen will actually be my last reading for this evening, last free reading. So anyone else that makes a donation, I will complete those. Otherwise, please check out my playlists on my main page, because I have a ton of them there, and follow your heart, and Spirit will guide you to the reading that has the messages for you, because they're smart that way. I will also be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so you can catch me there as well. So Lakia goes, why does Chris love you? Why did he want to be in a relationship with you? Okay. So he wanted to be in a relationship because there's these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, these expectations he had about himself growing up, that were you look for a relationship to define you and to bring fulfillment to you. And the King of Swords does show us a lot of a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, a lot of fears of losing conditional love. And so, when you have beliefs about what you're supposed to have and who you're supposed to be with and blah, 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 you try to fulfill it. And I kind of feel like that this is what this relationship, what it was designed, this is why he thought he wanted it, but it was designed. It was a divine appointment that you were to be in this relationship in your life. You both agreed to it before he came down to show you what you wanted to see about yourselves by looking in the mirror of each other. But the reason why he felt and why his human was drawn to you had to do with thoughts and expectations and mindsets about, I'm supposed to be in a relationship with this type of person with this specific time, and so they were drawn to you, and you had the things, the that were to draw him in of his expectations and thoughts. And of course, there was physical attraction. Hello, but that's what was meant for, that's what caused it. But just know it was divinely appointed for you guys to be in each other's life in a relationship. Not sure it's going to be forever, but it is to teach you. So whatever you're seeing in the mirror when you look at them, you're learning about yourself in that. And then is Darius having a baby? And with who? Okay. Well, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about new birth, and she's usually pregnant. So I feel like they are. And it feels like whatever there's nightmare. Yeah, the nightmare card, insomnia card. So someone with a lot of expectations, someone with a lot of passion, a lot of fire, and someone with codependency issues. So if that sounds familiar, it's just very, very, oh my gosh, just a very almost it feels volatile type of relationship. It's very passionate, but very high maintenance, and a lot of wanting. I feel like in a codependent relationship, there's a giver and a receiver usually, someone who feels they have to overgive. And I feel like Darius is the one who overgives because there's passion, but then the high maintenance one is requiring things. And so I feel like if this sounds familiar, that's who that is. So that's what they have for you, Lakia. And sorry for the short boom, 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 but with 4 questions, I kind of just want to make sure we get to as many people as we can. So if you do have additional questions, if you have one, then we really go in a little deeper into it. But with so many, I kind of just choo, 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 choo. So I hope you understand. I know you understand. So thank you. All right. So Colleen, you are going to be my last free reading for this session. And let's take a look here. Okay, yep, I don't see any donations. So Merry Christmas to you too. And I hope you have a wonderful day. A general reading, please. And let's take a look here. And we do have yep, we do want to go to these here. The Angels and Ancestors Oracle. So for your general reading, Colleen, let's see what they have for you. Okay, none of those. There we go. Wow, with all this talking of mirrors tonight, of course, we have the Mirror Guardian coming in. Take time to reflect. You're like, oh no, not again. I'm tired of looking in the mirror. Jeez. I know you like it. Take some time to reflect on your strengths and your challenges and how far you've come. I like that reflection. Recognize your gifts. Angels accept you just the way you are. And even when you're going through a challenging time, they still hold you in the highest esteem. The Mirror Guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are, in fact, what is reflected back to you by your world. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the Mirror Guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. And the extended message for this is you are a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to note all of your recent experiences, the challenges you've surmounted, the strengths you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular, those aspects of yourself that you feel you have not been acknowledged from by others. Mm. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. I like it, Colleen. I like it. So that list, uh, what a way to start the new year, really identifying those beautiful strengths, the accomplishments you've made, the things you've overcome, and those beautiful, beautiful lessons. Because when we reflect on them, we're like, holy moly, you're like, you're right. You've been through a lot and have overcome them all. So I love it. Mars. Let me see here. Did we get that far? No, Mars. We had like 4 or 5 more to go before we reached you, but we are at the 2.5 hour mark. So I am, um, what did they used to call it when they would take up their tents and bug out. That's what this is. I'm about to bug out. I don't see any other donations, and I completed all the free readings. So we are calling it a night, and I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas Day, the rest of it. Happy New Year. Hopefully I'll see you before the new year next week. But please know, as you do go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So thank you again for all the thumbs up, all your comments, all your beautiful energy, all the donations. Greatly appreciate that. And if you do need a reading tonight, please check out my playlist. I have a ton of free content with messages of love from above, a lot by zodiac sign, weekly energy updates, pick a cards, and be sure to check out my giveaway playlist. At the very top, there's how you can enter for the weekly giveaway for the 30-minute free recorded reading. I only have one more left for this next week, and then we'll see what I'm going to do for the new year. I can't believe we're a week away. But many blessings to you guys. Have a great night, great rest of your day, wherever you're out in the world, and we'll see you soon. Until then, you take care.